Hey, there it
Y'all know
is.
what this is. Ain't shit changing. Bitches with the same old
Hold
niggas
up a
doing brand
second.
new shit. Back once again with a cup full of hens. Smoking blunts with my friends. Just how that day begins. On the grind, chasing ends. Trying to tone for some sin. With my feet to the street and my eyes on the end. With a guide and a plan and my prize along with it. Cause it's pride that I lose with the knowledge I get. It don't make no sense how a nigga still spit with the same hot shit. Like a Glock 9 Cola. I'm surgical with it. Cut it, stitch it, split it, then twist it. Y'all know what this is. Ain't shit changing. Bitches with the same old niggas doing brand new shit. Back once again with a cup full of hens. Smoking blunts with my friends. Just how that day begins. On the grind, chasing ends. Trying to tone for some sin. With my feet to the street and my eyes on the end. With a guide and a plan and my prize along with it. Cause it's pride that I lose with the knowledge I get. It don't make no sense how a nigga still spit with the same hot shit. Like a Glock
There we
9
go.
Cola. I'm surgical with it. Cut it, stitch it, split it, then twist it. Y'all know what this is. Ain't shit changing. Bitches with the same old niggas doing brand new shit. Back once again with a cup full of hens. Smoking blunts with my friends. Just how that day begins. On the grind, chasing ends. Trying to tone for some sin. With my feet to the street and my eyes on the end. With a guide and a plan and my prize along with it. Cause it's pride that I
Alright, you
lose with
good,
the
bro?
knowledge I get.
Yeah, I'm good, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There we go, man. We back at it. We back at it, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in, man, on all of the platforms, man. In case y'all didn't know, this is our first TikTok live stream. We are over there on YouTube as well. And then we also, of course, as always, live on Twitch, man. So appreciate everybody for stopping in and tuning in and stuff like that, man, for another episode of the Lock the Garage podcast. Got my boy Wag with me. Our guys Elo and Draco, they running a little bit late, but they'll be here. But you know what I'm saying? We like to try to start on time as much as possible. So man, we just gonna go ahead and get it started. First of all, Wag, man, how you feeling, man? How's your day been? How's your week been? All of that good stuff. You good?
Man, I really don't want to get into it too bad because I know we got a lot to cover, but my day good other than seeing fucking high school kids post recruiting graphics for other high schools.
Oh yeah, I
What do
saw
you
that.
mean? What do you mean? I'm a coach at whatever high school out in the country, and I got to recruit my senior quarterback to come back because Thompson and Gulf Shore and all these other folk want it. What?
Right. All right. What's up? What's up? We got somebody on. Okay. Got some viewers tuning in and stuff, man. So appreciate y'all for being here. Nah, that's crazy, bro. I saw it. What was that? That was Helena. They had their
Helena,
quarterback. Yeah, Helena
that's the
quarterback.
third graphic they posted like that this week, talking about some staying home.
Like, bro, you in
Ain't that
high
what you
school.
supposed to do?
Like, did
Ain't
you
that what
move or
ain't
something?
that
You
what you
know what I'm
supposed to
saying?
do?
Like, if you ain't moved, cuz I don't understand what you recommend for. You here, you locked in, you zoned for us. What you mean? So,
You already
anyway,
know
man.
what time it is with that because they everything ever since that rule that affected us when I played at Clay when they had that rule they ended up knocking us out the playoff.
Right.
Ever since they changed it to as long as it's a bona fide move, everybody
Well,
been
yeah.
having bona fide moves.
I mean, and if it's a bona fide move, it's a bona fide move. I ain't got no issue with it. But the problem is, bro, a lot of y'all ain't going nowhere. Like, it ain't no change of address or nothing like that, man. So, I
A
feel
lot of
you on
folks
that.
doing what our mamas used to do
Hmm.
back in the G. You
Oh
stay over
yeah.
there on the west side. Your mama don't want you going to Bush Hill, so what she do? Use
Hmm.
your grandmama address so you can go to somewhere else. You know
Right,
what
your
I'm saying?
sister friend or something like that, your mama friend, something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
yeah.
just use their address and stuff, man. I already know it be like that, man. But other
Been
than
like
that, man, let's just go ahead and start talking about this college football, man. We got a lot of Bama. Yeah, I see you, Slim. Yeah, I was just finna get into it, man. We finna go ahead and start talking about this college football, man. I know y'all been waiting
hold
on
on.
us. Yeah, we gotta ban that guy. Let me figure out how to ban y'all. I see y'all finna run amok over there on that YouTube stream. I see you,
Yeah,
David. I
it's a
see you,
lot of
David.
bots.
Oh yeah, nah, they going crazy over there, bro. See there, he already talking about them white hooded folks is outside. See, I'm gonna have to come see
Oh,
about you, my boy.
see,
Yeah, we finna have to get you up out of here, my boy. Hey, if I got any mods in the chat from Twitch, can you pop on over there to YouTube and go ahead and get this David guy up out of here, man. Yeah, we gonna go ahead and get you up out of here. We ain't finna entertain no foolishness. But yeah, man, we finna go ahead and start talking about this college football. Whole lot of stuff been happening. I think that we wanna start uh Actually, since it's just me and Mag, man, we just gonna go ahead and start talking about Bama. We know that that's what y'all want to see, so we just we just gonna go ahead and start about Bama. We ain't got no Auburn fan in here. We ain't got no Florida State fan in here. We ain't even got to pretend to be impartial, like so we could just go ahead and get to doing what we do. Um, Going into it, man. I don't know if you just saw it, but I think the most recent news that I have about Alabama is that is in regards to our spring game. You know, it's a lot of colleges they just straight up said they ain't doing a spring game or they're doing a modified spring game, stuff like that. I think Kalen DeBoer has come out and said that he is also going to do a modified spring game type of deal for that. But
So last year, I feel like last year he did a different spring game than what we were used to. So I don't know how much more he can modify it. But I think the biggest takeaway this year is for once, for like the first time in a while, that shit won't be televised.
yeah, that's the big change right there. And technically, they moved it up the time slot as well. They moved it. It's usually at like 2:30. They bumped it up to noon. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a little bit of a change too. But other than that, just this whole new era of college football, man, things changing.
It's really strange to see because this is my thing. I understand that the whole point is you don't want people to be able to just pluck from your roster after looking at whatever you got going in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Your starters that's solidified and about to start ain't what's in jeopardy. It's your depth. It's them
Right.
kids that wasn't gonna play unless something happened
Right.
that end up getting pulled in the spring. Because the spring portal window, everybody, you know what I'm saying, that whole little game of musical chairs, most of the seats have been filled at that point. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not really a point to really targeting anybody big unless you got like a big fish leaving. And like Caleb Downs say he leaving in the spring, everybody and their mama gonna be calling him, you know what I'm saying? But if you a third string D lineman from Kentucky, your name not really gonna be being called like that.
Right. 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 Hey, D, I see you over here in Twitch, man. Can you pop over to the YouTube real quick? I need you to play moderator over there for me, man. We got some issues and stuff. So if you could pop over there to the YouTube channel, Lock the Garage. I already know that you there. You subscribed and all of that stuff. Pop into the chat. I'm gonna moderate you, make you a mod so that you can take over that chat too and make sure that ain't nobody saying nothing crazy over there. I done had to time somebody out already. But anyways, though, that's the last thing I'm gonna say about the negativity. Getting back into this doggone game though, man. Yeah, man, it not being televised really threw me off for a second. I'm like, bro, like I kind of, as a Bama fan, I'm used to that being televised. Like that's I was planning on going down there anyway, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, shoot, now I got to go down
Now
there.
we
You know what I'm
have
saying?
to. Now
Now
we
I
have
gotta
to.
go down there, man. So I'm definitely still excited, man. I'm really excited about this quarterback battle. I mean, we got still months and months. I mean, we've been talking about this quarterback battle since January the 1st. We're going to talk about it until August the 30th, August 31st, whenever we play Florida State. We're gonna be having back
My
and forths
birthday, August
and
31st. Everybody in
oh,
the chat know that. Everybody in the chat, remember, August 31st is what we play Florida State in that WAG birthday. So
there we go. Yeah. So we we definitely got to go down there for the A-Day and stuff, man. But I know because I follow you on Twitter and stuff, so I know your answer to this, but I just want to let everybody else get a chance to hear your thoughts about it, man. Who you leaning towards for that quarterback battle down there in Tuscaloosa?
well, shout out to hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Love to Roger. How are you, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
Uh well, he's about 6'6", probably about 6'7", with cleats on.
Right.
He got a rocket for an arm. Kalen DeBoer called him when he was 16 and said, "Nah, you finna reclassify and come join me now."
Yeah. Yeah.
Austin Mack.
Mm-hmm.
I that man didn't transfer for no reason. It ain't a Tyler Buckner situation. He didn't transfer for no reason. He going
Mm-hmm.
I think that's who gets the job. Now, if Keelan Russell stay, everybody knows I made that video on Keelan Russell. If Keelan Russell is what I think he is, he gonna push for that job. Whether he gets it this season or not, I don't know. But he gonna push for that job. But ultimately, I think it's Mack that starts on week 1. Ty Simpson, I think Ty Simpson will get the opportunity, but
Mm-hmm.
truly, I can't say what he has shown in the past few years to say, okay, I'm better than Milroe. I should be. I don't think I've seen anything from him yet that has shown he needs to be given any more than an opportunity. He shouldn't be the guaranteed day ones, no. But he should be given the opportunity because now you don't have the locker room politics involved with Jalen Milroe anymore. So we can scrap that. We can quit using that as an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to just be a straight up open QB competition. The guy that can get these guys the ball the fastest and most effectively. And truly, I believe as far as what Kalen DeBoer's full offense is, and especially with Ryan Grubb coming back, I think that's going to be Austin Mack. I think that was the long game all along. I think Ryan Grubb didn't want the pressure of being Alabama's OC in the first year with Kalen DeBoer. I think he went for the money with the NFL and plus didn't want to recruit. I think he said, whatever. I think he told Austin Mack, look, they already got a quarterback. I know he has whatever skill set and you have whatever skill set, but we kind of got to let that play out how it's going to play out. I think they already had chalked this season up to let's see what we can do with what we got. And they damn near did what they were supposed to. They just fell short late. I think ultimately it ends up being Austin Mack, and I truly think it ends up being a complete 180 from the offense. Like we're not gonna see Austin Mack be run up the middle 25 times a game. We're not gonna see Austin Mack being QB draw up the middle 25 times a game. That's not happening.
Nah, fast. At least I hope not. I'd be real upset if y'all don't brought him down here just to run the same offense. But nah, man, I'm leaning towards Keelan Russell, and that's probably just my bias. I know it's kind of crazy to sit here and be like, oh, you expect the true freshman to come down there and start day one in Tuscaloosa with, what I'm saying, those 104,000 people screaming at him every Saturday and stuff. But the way I look at it, I'm using a little bit more of like you said, like the long game. I'm expecting things to be more so like, Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb, they coming down and they saying, okay, like if we're gonna be here for a while, assuming that, Greg, the AD down there, is gonna give them enough time. And not being like, oh, it's 2 years, y'all didn't make the playoffs in 2 years, you're fired. That would be the worst thing that he could possibly do. So assuming that he does allow them to stick around for a little while, I think that going ahead, tossing Keelan Russell into the fire, letting him earn his stripes on the field, I think that would probably be the best move for them. As far as long term vision. Now, short term, I'm with you, man. I think Austin Mack should be the guy. And it's mostly just because, man, if Ty Simpson ain't got the job by now, bro, he ain't it. You know what I'm saying? For as much crap as people like to give Milroe and for, his shortcomings last year, as much as people like to talk about him and stuff, Ty Simpson was his backup, which means he was still better than whatever Ty Simpson could give us. And so with that being said, like if he's better than if Milroe is still better than Ty Simpson, and we saw how bad Milroe looked at times, and according to DeBoer, he never once even considered benching Milroe, then that tells me everything I need to know about Ty Simpson. I love him, good kid. You know what I'm saying? Once again, really happy that he stuck around and then just jump ship and stuff. So I really do appreciate that. But at the end of the day, if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it.
So hold on, I do got to stop you there.
Mm-hmm.
I truly do believe that was one of those times where locker room politics got because I don't know if you
everybody keeps saying that, bro. Everybody keeps saying that. I don't know, man.
Just listen to me. Right? I'm gonna put my professional voice on. Right, I'm gonna be professional right quick. Just so listen. Go ahead. What problem? Okay, I don't know if you remember the Phillip Sims and AJ McCarron quarterback battle when we were in high school. It was after John Parker Wilson, after Greg McElroy. Everybody's like, all right, that's when the whole who y'all quarterback is started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Phillip Sims had all the tools to run that offense.
Mm-hmm.
But
this
AJ
is before
McCarron,
Hurts, right? No, this way before Hurts. You said Phillip Sims and you said Phillip Sims.
This is when the quarterback was between. This is when the competition was between Star Jackson, Phillip Sims, and AJ McCarron.
There it is. Okay, gotcha. I'm back with you now. Now I'm with you. This 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. Yeah.
This gonna hurt your heart and make your knees ache, but that was 15 years ago.
Don't remind me.
That was 15
Don't
years
remind me.
What up, Paul? that battle, Phillip Sims came after that day. He didn't look no worse than AJ McCarron did. Actually made some more impressive throws, but Phillip Sims ends up transferring. Why? Because AJ McCarron had that locker room. Jalen Milroe, he did so much for Kalen DeBoer as far as just self-recruiting, making sure certain players stayed, other players came back that had entered the portal. I think he felt like he owed him something as far as a start. Now, do I disagree with your take that if Ty Simpson had it, he would have played? No, not at all. Because he really couldn't have went wrong. He could have spun that narrative for Ty Simpson too.
Yeah,
but
could
clearly Ty Simpson wasn't like that. But do you really want to come out and say, well, shit, even though he was terrible, he's the best we had?
Nah, we don't want to do that.
You want to try to spin it positively and make it sound like, you know what, this guy did a lot for the program. He helped the transition from Saban to me go a lot smoother than it could have been. He had that locker room in the palm of his hands. I really, you know, that's where that politics part. Everything got a second meaning to it almost, if you can get what I'm saying with that. Everything got almost a second meaning to it, man. I say all that to say I don't think that Ty Simpson really had a chance between not looking the best and not being the quote-unquote leader of that locker room. I don't think that he ever really was going to get a chance to start this season. Like I said, this season ain't none of that going on. Whatever. We got a full open quarterback competition, but I truly don't believe as far as pure pass, like you said, I think both of the other quarterbacks on roster are better than him right now as passers. I think Keelan Russell might be raw, but I'm going to just go back to what I was saying about Bryce Young and anybody else. Just watch the film, bro.
Yeah, man.
Just watch the film.
Paul, you should have pulled up, man.
Yeah, you should.
And then D is actually over there on our YouTube channel, man. We live on YouTube, we live on Twitch, and we live on TikTok right now. So anybody that's out there listening and stuff, man, you know what I'm saying, depending on what platform you're watching on, if you're watching it on your phone, if you're watching, you know, on the TV, laptops, whatever, man. We horizontal over there on Twitch, completely different viewing experience from what we got going on YouTube and TikTok, which is our vertical platform, man. So, like I said, depending on how you looking at it, you might want to pop over there to our other socials, man. Like I said, we got the same name on just about every social media platform there.
We like to keep it open, folks. We know it's hard to spell and type sometimes.
Yeah, man. We don't want to come up with too many different names. Quarterback battle. How can you not go with Russell? That's what I'm saying, bro. Appreciate you, Houston 392 over there on YouTube, man. Nah, I'm with you, bro. I'm going with Russell, man. That's him up there going with Mac. And I understand going with Mac just because of the fact that he has had the 2 years, right? Because he was in Washington with him too. So yeah, he's had 2 years under DeBoer and Grubb. So like he's been in the practices, he's been doing all of that stuff. So I definitely understand why he wants to go with him. If I see Ty Simpson behind center first game, I won't be watching. I ain't gonna go that far.
Hey, listen. I ain't gonna go. What Bernie Mac said, I ain't gonna condone that, but I understand.
You understand what you're saying, though. I'm gonna give him a chance.
I'm gonna give him his chance, right? I'm gonna give Ty Simpson, which shout out, I ain't never seen you in the chat before. Shout out you, Riverdale 28.
Oh yeah, shout out Riverdale. Shout out Houston 392. Appreciate y'all.
But go ahead, like and subscribe us if you're in the chat.
Yeah. Hit us with the follow. Hit us with the subscribe.
All that. Share whatever you got to do. Tell your mama's mama, whatever, you know. But as far as the quarterback battle goes, bro, I agree. I think I've seen all. I've seen enough of Ty Simpson to know that he might just be the greatest practice quarterback of all time, man. He really just might be the greatest practice quarterback of all time. Because what I hear coming out of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday about Ty Simpson is like, man, okay. And then what I've seen on Saturdays from Ty Simpson is like, okay, but y'all said he can, why can't he? He's a classic case of look like Tarzan and play like Jane.
We talking about Ty Simpson still?
He got all the tools, but he can't put it together in a game. like live rips. When he's actually able to get hit, I don't think he can put it together, man. Like he's just not. He's so inconsistent. Like when I saw his high, and if you look at his high school film, it reminds you of watching Johnny Manziel if he wasn't on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like because he could run, he can make plays throwing across his body, he could do all types of stuff. He got a rocket on him. He just can't do that consistently in games. Keelan Russell, I get why anybody Houston 392, I get why you like, yeah, why not Keelan Russell if not anybody, especially if you're trying to go long term. All right, this is gonna be my guy till either I leave or I find the next one, whatever. Yeah. I just truly feel like you got to be one of them ones to start all 12 games your freshman year. The last, and I'm not saying he couldn't be, but right now I like him, but I don't know that he's going to be better in that offense. I don't know that he's going to be better in that offense week one than Austin Mack, who, like you said, has been in it for 2 years, has been with Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb for the last majority of the last 2-3 years. Like, I don't think he's going to be more ready than Austin Mack will be.
Yeah, nah, and that's exactly what that's what Houston 392 just said, man. He was like, if you have guys that's been in the program the last 2 years and it's an open battle with the freshmen, might as well go ahead and run the young buck out there. And then, you know what I'm saying, and let him get this extra experience as opposed to having Ty Simpson for 1 year and now next year we got to restart, have another quarterback battle. We might as well run one of the young bucks out there and then cool, at least we know we got our quarterback for 2 years, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I definitely agree with that, man. Other than that, though, I know we spend a lot of time talking about our offense and stuff like that, man. But I just want to give a shout out to our defense, man. I do want to stand up and I do want to applaud Kane Womack because Kane Womack shot me, man. I ain't gonna lie. After that Vanderbilt, well, first of all, when we signed him, and I go back and I look at his film, and I was like, dang, he run a 4.25. You know me with my SEC brain. I'm sitting here like, man, that ain't gonna work, bro. SEC, we run the ball too much. Like it'll work against the teams that pass a little bit more. But you know what I'm saying, as far as like when we run across those teams like well now looking at it with hindsight, those teams like Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, teams that really want to run the ball on us and stuff. But whenever I was like, dang, a 4.25, man, we go in the SEC, man, these teams just gonna want to run the ball on us. I don't know how that's gonna go, but it's gonna work against the passing teams. And it did that. And I think it got a little bit better with the run. Like it's kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna give them another year to kind of figure out that run thing because I do think it could be a little bit better. But I do want to say shout out to Kane Womack, number one, because like I said, that pass defense, it was great. We did force a lot of turnovers this year. And then also, secondly, he brought back so many players on that defense, man.
So many returning players that had more than 50 snaps last year.
Like,
so many returning.
I was gonna say, I think the only like we lost Malachi, but obviously he was a 5th-year senior. He had to go.
Malachi Jihad.
Okay, he going first round. Hey, shout out to Jihad. We're gonna touch on the NFL and the draft combine and stuff too in this stream, but right now we talking about college football. We'll transition to NFL just a little bit later. But yeah, shout out to Jihad. And then who else? We lost the DB. Which one? DeVonta Smith went to
DeVonta Smith to the portal. We lost Damon Payne
to the Notre Dame
to the portal. Damon Payne, Hunter Osborne, DeVonta Smith, Jaheim Otis also left. But
Otis, I'm a little upset about Otis. Like not a whole lot.
Otis is just we already had so this is gonna segue into my whole other point. But we already had D tackles that were better at what we needed our D tackles to do than you. In Nick Saban's old defense, where you were just a purely 1-tech, 0-tech, yeah, you are a day one starter next year. But now that we already got Tim Keenan and what's his name playing,
appreciate you popping over to the YouTube too, man. Go ahead.
We got Tim Keenan. We got LT Overton coming back. We got
Kelby Collins.
With Kelby Collins. Well, shout out Big Kelby, man. We got God damn it, what's that boy's name? We got Lawson coming back.
Lawson coming back was huge.
Yeah, we lost Justin O to South Carolina, but that's just the luck of the draw. We got Justin Jefferson back because of that Diego Pavia Jr.
We got Rousseau back.
we got Quay Russo back. Like it wasn't. I'm not mad about anybody that left. Even offense with Kendrick Law, it was time. I've been saying for 4 years. Jay.
What you been saying for 4 years?
The idea of Kendrick Law is a lot better than Kendrick Law's actual play on the field. Yes, he's a damn blocker. But what else? He's a Deebo Samuel type. Well, when is he going to have a 70 rushing and 100-yard receiving game? Because I ain't seen it.
Shout out, Kelby.
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
nah, man, nah. Kendrick Law, yeah, like you said, that's just one of them folks that you could definitely Kendrick Law, man. When you look at Kendrick,
person that can block, you can find another person that can block on the edge. I'm sorry, you can find that. Kobe Prentice, you can find another average height receiver that can high point the ball in the air.
Dude, we done had Ja'Cory Brooks. We done had Isaiah Bond.
We can have another Kobe Prentice.
We got Isaiah now, so you know.
And I'm so excited about him. But anyway, back to the defense. What I'm saying, everybody in the SEC, you know how many folks hit me up in the offseason because I guess I'm just, which it makes it, I appreciate that from y'all, you and everybody else. I guess I'm just everybody's like, well, what do you think about this football person? So many people DM me during the offseason was like, man, 4-2-5 defense. How do you feel about that? I want y'all to realize that you've been watching 4-2-5 defenses since 2015.
Well,
nobody in the SEC runs a true 3-4 anymore. When the last time you seen 3 fat ass D linemen and 4 big linebackers out on the field anymore?
Nah, it was Bama back in 2011, 2012. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You haven't. Because you've been watching linebackers that are the same size as safeties were in 2002.
Yeah, basically. 240 used to be a safety. 240 used to be a safety.
Jihad Campbell would have played safety in 2002, which is crazy. It's not Jihad Campbell. What is that boy's name? Deontay Lawson would have been a safety in 2002.
Oh yeah, because he about 230. Yeah, he about 230.
That's crazy to think about. And Quay Russo and Q Robinson, big as they were, would have been inside linebackers and outside linebackers back then. We don't have that. We the defense has not been that in a long time. Everybody worried about the run. That was 2 things. The run was inconsistent because one, you've been listening for God knows how long about Saban defense. Everybody been mimicking Saban defense. These are the run fits. These are how you run them. This is exactly how you do this, and you don't do it any other way but this, or else it doesn't work. Now they're learning a whole other defense that's kind of, all right, well, this is more so on you and your ability to read. You're going to line up head up with this guy, and then you're going to lock and peek and look for the ball on the D line. You're going to versus
play them 2 gaps. You got to be. Now you need your defensive lineman to be able to be like, okay, they got to be strong enough to shift that offensive lineman, but y'all 2-gapping it now.
Now you took, which I'm glad. Thank you for explaining that. Now you got a 2-gap. If you don't know, if anybody in the chat that don't know what that means, it means the D line is going to line head up everybody, and instead of lining up in a gap, they're going to make a decision which gap to go in based on what their rules they're told are and which direction the running back goes with the ball. They went from doing that in Saban's defense to now, no, this is your gap all the time. It doesn't matter. If this is what they come out in, this is your gap. All right? Like, that's what a 4-2-5 defense, like, yes, it's a little bit, quote-unquote, lighter in the behind. It's not as many heavy guys out there. Your 4 heaviest guys are usually your D lineman, and you usually got 1 sub linebacker in there or whatever. But, yeah, you have 5 DBs on the field. Now, the great thing about that is you get to pick which 5 DBs. Because outside of that, like, this is what the Ravens are running. We decided, you know what? Why are we making Arthur Millette, Ardarius Washington, and Kyle Hamilton play in separate packages when we can just put them all on the field together?
Put them all on the field together, bro. Because what's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt?
We can do whatever we want. Like, no, exactly. You got the run fits on the screen. It's gap. 4-2-5 is very gap specific. You have to be gap disciplined in a 4-2-5. That's not on Kane Womack. And I've been trying to tell people that all season, all season. Them not fitting that out right is not on Kane Womack. It's only on him as far as, you know, at the end of the day, it's always our fault if we don't do the right thing. It's always the coach's fault if the kid don't learn it. Because at the end of the day, that means we failed to teach it in a way that it translated to that kid to where they can understand it. But All I can do, listen, I can give you the Kool-Aid packet, I can give you the sugar, I can tell you where the pitcher at, and I can tell you where the water is. But I can't make the Kool-Aid for you. All I can do is tell you how to make it.
Right.
That's what coaching is like. It's like it's like reading a recipe to somebody, and you read it to them verbatim, and they still go out there and put salt when they should have put sugar. That's what coaching is like, pretty much these
Defense
days.
for sure gonna be nasty. Hell yeah, River
It
DeVee. Is that
is.
Lee? Is that my boy Lee? I think that's my boy Lee. I'm not sure. Lee, is that you? Say if that's you, Lee. If you the Lee that I'm thinking about.
But I say all that to say it's a completely different concept. They've been learning one concept since they were in high school, most likely. Because I ain't gonna lie, even the defense I run these days is a modified version of what Nick Saban and Kirby Smart is. I'll pull up the playbook one of these days to do film study, which we'll look out for film study with me and Elo coming up. But I say all that to say they had to learn a completely different concept, dude. They had to do a quick, people don't realize they had from when they normally would have had whatever years they played in that system plus the off season. Some people didn't have but from April to August to learn an entire defense, an entire new offense. Like, you gotta completely understand. Like, people got moved around. People that wouldn't have started in Nick Saban's defense were starting this year. People that normally, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was so much more to that than to be able to say, "Oh, Kane Wommack's defense just sucked. That's why we lost to Vandy." No, we lost to Vandy because Elijah Pritchard missed the fucking blindside block, and Jalen Milroe threw a 1 in 2 million chance interception for a touchdown.
Facts. Yep. And then not only that, LT Overton was in the right spot. Like, he had his gap. He just over pursued on them shovel passes.
LT Overton leads the country in his career in almost sacks.
Man,
if almost counted like it did in horseshoes, that boy had 58 sacks for his career.
But I'm talking about, like,
if it was like practice where all you got to do is get a hand on him or get in the area.
He going first round. Ain't no way he coming back. He number one pick.
He easily breaks the sack record.
Man, what? Horseshoes don't count.
What did Brandon say? Almost doesn't count. It does. It does not at all. You can't, like, it does not matter. Like, you have to finish on plays, and that's why I think he came back. He wanted to show that he could finish on plays. I think Lawson wanted to come back to show. Of course, they all came back because they want to leave college. Like, you can't be the only class. You can't break the streak. Yeah. You can't be the only class to graduate from Bama and not win one national championship. You can't be.
You ain't got no hardware. Well, but they got an SEC championship, but yeah.
You can't be that class. You got to win one, boss. You can't mess it up. You can't be the class and mess up. You can't be one of the most talented recruiting classes ever and mess up the streak of national championships for graduating classes. You can't do that. So
right.
I think they came back for that. But I think a lot of guys realized, okay, I think a lot of guys saw that, you playing certain sports when you in PE little, certain whatever games when you in PE when you was little, right? And you might suck at it at first, but you like, no, I know what to do next time. Let me go back. I want to try it again. I think that's a lot of what them kids felt with their defense. They're like, okay, wait, I see the vision. I see what I was supposed to be doing. I see how this was supposed to work if everything would have went the way it should have went. Let me come back one more year and do this again so I can raise my draft stock and try to win a national championship. And I think that hunger is what we've been missing at Bama for.
No, we've been entitled for a minute.
The last defense I remember is the one that's the reason why my name is Brandon Chicken. That's the last defense I remember that we had that really was like, them folks had babies to feed, mama still staying in trailers and project houses. I hate to dumb it down to that, but them folks were hungry. They were trying to get it by any means. Tim Williams got drafted in the second round off being a third down pass rusher. That boy did not see the field on first and second.
No. He saw the field,
you know what I'm saying? His money down. was when it's
3rd
3rd
down.
and 8, and I need to get off the field
Ooh,
right
3rd
now.
and 8. Oh, we already know what time it is, baby. 56 coming. What you gonna
56
do about it?
56 and 22 is going to line up on that edge, and they fixing to play race you to the quarterback. God help
Right.
your tackles.
Right. Because you can't
God
help
help
off of them
your
because we still got Jonathan Allen up the middle. Like, you still can't
and
help
we still
them.
got Deron Payne eating the double team.
Like, you still can't help them. So it's one-on-one. Like, yeah.
And that's before you even get the linebacker blitzes, bro.
Right. We
We
don't
ain't
even
even
need
got
the
to talk
blitzes.
about
We
that.
ain't even got to get into that, man. We ain't got to get into
But
that, man.
and what's crazy is we almost had that last year with Quay Russo and Q Robinson, bro. Because before Q Robinson got hurt, I don't think people was watching that man film, bro. That boy finally, he went through his adversity, had his little arrest, his suspension, whatever. He started learning it. He learned saving defense, was starting to play. Then he had to learn a whole new defense.
Right, right.
And then all of a sudden, everybody was like, "Oh, wait, this dude can play." Yeah, he actually can. I hate he got hurt because that's gonna cause him to drop. He ain't gonna get the money he should have gotten, but that dude is gonna make an NFL team happy when he's healthy. Like he's mature. He was really good, man. Like that. What that defense did last year, and I'm gonna bring it all home with this. What that defense did last year set a really good foundation for what's to come with that defense. We saw what it's supposed to look like when it works. What they did versus Missouri, you can say, "Oh, whatever, it was Missouri. They suck." Whatever. They played that game perfectly on defense because they did what they were supposed to do in every phase of the game.
Oh yeah, nah. Definitely say that Missouri game. That's when I was really like, okay, yeah. We can really make some shade. Like, I know, yes, we was playing against their backups, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to say about that, cool. We was playing against Missouri backups, don't care. What I saw from our defense just executing, what I saw from our offense just executing, I saw a little bit more commitment to the run game. I saw people not missing blocks. I saw, the double teams was working. I saw linebackers filling gaps. I saw DBs playing great out there in the open field. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I saw, I was like, this is it. Like, what you mean Nick Saban left? I can't tell the difference.
Man, because, right, everybody says the Georgia game was when everybody was like, oh my God, these motherfuckers done did it again. No, it wasn't
the first
Georgia
half.
game
The first
for
half,
me.
the first half I was with it.
Well, it wasn't the Georgia game for me. It's probably that LSU game when I was like, all right, we can still go to Death Valley and open a can of whoop ass on LSU. All right. We good. Long as we do what we supposed to do, we good. Because that was a game where we was on Garrett Nussmeier like white on rice that entire game. Linebackers was feeling perfectly that entire time. We had so many teaching tape moments on blocks where if that play was blocked any other way.
Oh no, wait, now I want to pull up the film since you just started talking about it. I gotta pull up the film now.
No,
Hold on a second. I gotta pull up the film since you want to talk about it. We can get into a film
breakdown session right now if you want to. I promise I'm not opposed to it. I'll pull the whiteboard.
We got it. Well, shoot, we could circle back on that, man, because I did say that we're gonna talk about college football and the NFL, and I got some people
because I got
that
plenty to say about that too.
You know what I'm saying? So I do want to make sure that we touch on that, man. It is just us, so we definitely got some time just to get our thoughts off and stuff like that. But I do want to get on that. Oh no, go ahead. No, we can talk about Bama and LSU though. Like that'll be okay.
I was gonna say I'll wrap it up right there because I know it's more stuff I wanted to get to with college, but I'll wrap it up by saying this: the LSU game was my game where I was like, okay, I see the vision with the defense, I see the vision with the offense. Like I because they played it perfectly, like, and it was specifically the offense. Everybody tell myself LSU gonna win the SEC West. They did this and they did. I said that defense got worse and it was already terrible. Weird. No, we're fine. And offense, I knew was gonna do what it did. I was worried about the defense versus because they had some receivers that could have did us like how Brian Thomas.
Kyron Lacy. Kyron Lacy that deal,
Kyron
boy.
Lacy a crash out, but that boy nice. Kyron Lacy might be a crash out, but that boy was very, very much. The other receiver opposite him, whose name escapes me, he was good too. Garrett Nussmeier had a Bo Wallace complex, don't get me wrong, but when he was on, he was on. And I say all of that to say, Bama defense, if you're not a Bama fan and you're tired of us having defenses that always make your team cry, get used to it. That ain't going nowhere, bro. At all.
I think Kane Womack got it, man. I was skeptical at first, man, but then I think what it is that like in Bama, he can get the athletes to make that shit work. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
what's crazy is Bama fans already watched that defense beat them. They just don't know it. What defense was that Ole Miss ran? The Land Shark defense in 2014?
Oh, I hated that. I hated that defense. Don't bring up that defense.
Guess who made that?
The Big Womack. Yeah, I would say Big Womack. Womack Senior.
Kane Womack's daddy made that defense. Guess what defense Kane Womack runs today? That. You've seen that defense work several times with mediocre players. You watch Cody Pruitt, and shout out my boy Trey Elston from Oxford. You watch Cody Pruitt, Trey Elston, Sanquez Golson, and I can't remember the other corners. You watch them run it, bro.
Yeah. And Randy great too.
You watch Denzel Kimdicha and then his little brother, the big one, Robert, run that defense. They didn't even have that many.
So bad.
They didn't even have that great of a personnel. They just ran that shit to perfection.
Oh.
You see what that defense, it can beat anybody if you run it right.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they run the ball or throw the ball, because as long as everybody is as long as you are where your feet are and your feet are where you're supposed to be, what the offense gonna be able to do except punt on fourth down? Nothing.
I don't want to see Ryan Williams returning punts no more. Anyways, though,
I don't want to see Bach returning punts no more. Well, shout out his grandmama. I see her at Walmart all the time. Shout out Miss Bachway.
Miss Bachway.
But we need him to not touch the ball on punt returns no more, because I feel like he still feel like it's high school and he can catch a ball between two people and then take off for 6 to 7 yards. And that's not true. Somebody's fat and big and strong and angry out there that will take his head off, and I need him to not do that.
Man,
but anyway, next topic.
Oh yeah, man. Let's go ahead and move across the state, man, and start talking about our rivals. Like I said, since Elo ain't here, he just lost his opportunity to defend his boys. So we can go ahead and talk about him how we want to talk about him. But to be completely honest and to be completely fair, man, Auburn, of course, Alabama has to go to Auburn this year. I'm just gonna go ahead and be the first person to say it, man. I am not looking forward to that trip, bro. I'm never looking forward to going to Auburn. You looking forward to it?
So you finish your thought now. I'll tell you why.
All right, bet. So yeah, man, I'm just not looking forward to going to Auburn. Number one, because I know their record won't reflect it because it wasn't the defense's fault, but they had an amazing defense last year, bro. Like, and for what it's worth, they can recruit some linebackers. They gonna have a safety who can come up and rock some. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, they had Cam Coleman, who, unpopular opinion, I don't think he's better than Ryan Williams, honestly. Like, as far as just being like an overall wide receiver, but there are several things that Cam Coleman does better than Ryan Williams. So you know what I'm saying? And he is an amazing player, straight up. Like, I can't even knock him. As much as I want to,
being that tall and that long, bro, it's just
he got some size on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got some size on him. So nah, definitely that. My only saving grace about that though is that they just went and got Jackson Arnold, and I don't believe in Jackson Arnold. I believe in him more than Payne Thorne. I think he's better than Payne Thorne, but I don't believe in Jackson Arnold. He got to show me. Now, granted, he was hurt. I mean, not he was hurt. His team was hurt. Offensive line was hurt last year. Wide receivers was hurt last year. Like, I think that they was down to wide receiver 7. Hey, I think they had to pull some DBs and turn them into receivers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was tough for him. I can't even lie. it sucks to, you know what I'm saying, for him that year. But even still though, even the first couple of games when they were healthier, because I think they started the season with some injury bug issues. I don't think they took the field at all and was 100% healthy the entire year. But I just don't see it from Jackson Arnold, man. I know he was a highly touted recruit. You know, I think he was a 5-star, whatever. Blase, blase, don't care. I just don't see it with him. And then also, they still have Hugh Freeze as their head coach, so I really don't believe in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, though,
Hey,
Hugh Freeze, Hugh Freeze has beat Bama, cuz like it just like we was just saying when we was talking about them old Miss teams with Womack Senior. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a Hugh Freeze led team. So I mean he has beaten Bama in the past. Do I think it's gonna happen this year? I don't. Am I gonna bet my boy Jesse another $600 on it like I've been doing for the past 5 years? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, if he want to bet 300 on it, I might take that bet. But you talking about 500, 600? I don't know if I'm gonna get up there against it. But but go ahead, get your thoughts off about Auburn, man. Go ahead, get your thoughts off about Auburn, man. While I check out the chat. What's up,
it's
chat?
so funny you said both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in Jackson Arnold because, like you said, the man was a 5-star. I know what I saw when his receivers was healthy wasn't bullshit. Most of his team was hurt. I know Jackson Arnold can play football. I know my eyes don't deceive me. I ain't been wrong yet when I see a ball. Well, you know, I've been wrong one time. I've been wrong one time, and that was Blake Barnett. And I'm sorry, that's not fair. He was supposed to be a lot better than what he was. Anyway, I believe in Jackson Arnold. I do not believe in Hugh Freeze because Hugh Freeze and his hubris has gotten him assed out every time.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Freeze had Bama for a third time, and he lost that game by 20 points because he believed his
Which year
own.
was that?
Jalen Hurts freshman year,
Ah,
2016.
gotcha. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Which I don't remember if that was Hugh. Wait, was that Hugh Freeze?
Wait,
Or was
no,
that Matt?
that couldn't be Hugh Freeze. Then no, that
That
couldn't
was
be Hugh
Matt.
Freeze.
That was Matt. Either way, Hugh Freeze has lost to the same quarter. I'll even go with this point. I didn't want to go here, but I'll go with this point.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Freeze has lost to the same quarterback 3 times in 3 different schools because he believes his own hype and doesn't take other people seriously.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that he is the smartest guy in the room at all times. And anytime something goes wrong, it clearly is not his fault. When Auburn first offense came out and they scored, what was that, 70 on Alabama State, people was like, oh my God, oh my God, 8-4 is the floor. We're gonna make the playoffs. We might even beat Bama this year or Georgia, but we're not losing to both.
Yeah.
And then the offense started looking like ass, and people was like, oh my God, I don't know if we're gonna make a bowl game. And Hugh Freeze coming out every press conference. Well, we got to find our quarterback. You just said Peyton Thorne was your guy, and you riding with him. Then next game, when it's starting Hank Brown, we got to play better.
Yeah.
And we got to execute the plays. But then when it goes back to Peyton Thorne, we got to execute better. And I got to go back to calling the plays. He back to calling the plays and Peyton Thorne playing.
Well, that's not what I call.
Well, he has to. Well, that's on him. He has to quit changing the plays in the huddle. Everybody finds out Peyton Thorne ain't changing the plays in the huddle. Well, he just has to play better.
Yeah.
No, nothing is ever his fault. And is that, I'm sorry, inability to be able to recognize, you know what, maybe this is me, hinders growth at every phase in life. Whether you're a football coach, a cake maker, whatever you do, if you refuse to acknowledge, all right, I messed up here, you are going to be able to grow and progress and get better at what you do. That's why Hugh Freeze has been 2013 Hugh Freeze for the last 12 years.
Yeah, facts.
He knows how to do one thing really well: recruit and script an offense for 15 plays.
I am so confused as to how he is able to recruit so well, bro. That's a completely different topic.
I feel like
I won't get into it. But
I feel like some people did that little Ghost Rider, cut your hand and shake hands with the devil deal. Where they really good at one thing their whole life. Like, I'm sorry, because that man looked like a beaver, and he's not very smart. And yet somehow he walks out of some of the most highly touted players' living rooms going, hell yeah. Because you know he got that.
Hey, D, if you want to head back to the Twitch, man, Jasmine and Paul over there, they going crazy and stuff. Paul, to answer your question, this year it was 500. It was 500 on the Iron Bowl this year and last year. Couple of past years before that, it was like 400, 350, something like that. So needless to say, shouts out my boy Jesse. He has definitely been, getting your boy right and doing some things for me and helping me proceed in life. This past year, you know what I'm saying, he helped contribute to the laptop, the big screen downstairs, you know what I'm saying, all of that good stuff. So definitely want to shout out my boy Jesse, man, for sure, for
Shout out
sure.
Jesse.
Shout out
And his,
Jesse, man. I don't know if I'm gonna have to get up with you this year, man. Let me see what my boys look like real quick. I think me and Wad plan on going down to A-Day. So you know what I'm saying, we gonna
I
head
ain't
down to
been to
A-Day.
Tuscaloosa in 10 years.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna head there. Well, nah, you was shoot, wait. Dang, I don't know. I don't know
I
when the last
left
time
in
you was down there.
I left in 2016 for the last time.
So yeah, we finna head back down T-Town, man. We finna check that out and stuff. That annual 300 from Paul. Yeah, Jesse been funding. Jesse been funding us, man. I don't know why, but shoot, he love to fund us. So hey, we gonna let him
but
keep funding us, man. For sure, for
but
sure.
but Hugh Freeze, I'm sorry to get off in that tangent, but I hate Hugh Freeze so much.
Nah, I'm not a fan of Hugh Freeze either,
I
man.
hate him so
I
much.
don't
It's just
understand how
certain
he still
coaches.
has a job.
Even if he would, I hated him at Liberty. I hated him at all. I hate him everywhere. I don't like Hugh Freeze. Roll Tide, Paul. Roll goddamn Tide. But
big facts.
I don't believe in Hugh Freeze because last year it was, we should win at least 6 to 8 games. Like, I think we can make the playoffs because we got the guys now. We saw what Peyton Thorne looks like when he has athletes around him. I was like, okay, whatever. And my whole rebuttal to that was, number one, Peyton Thorne had Keon Coleman, Jaden Reed, and whatever their running back name was, and man, it's
Hunter,
3 times.
Jaquez. Oh no. You talking about never mind. My bad.
At Michigan State, when he was at Michigan State.
Michigan State. Yeah, my bad.
When he was at Michigan State, whatever that running back's name was, it's at the Seahawks, I think now. Or
Kenneth Walker.
whatever. Kenneth Walker. Had Kenneth Walker, Keon Coleman, Jaden Reed, and you managed 7-8 wins and 3,000 yards. What about Auburn's O-line and the fact that they got some freshman receivers told you we're gonna go on a run? Number two, and most importantly, Hugh Freeze is your coach. That man let Bama sneak back into the playoffs when he had first seed in the West because he lost to Arkansas because he's too stupid to realize it's 4th down and 31. They have no choice but to do exactly what they're about to do to me.
That's the only choice. And you let them. That's poor coaching. That's poor game management. That's just poor everything, bro. What are we doing here?
And that gets into my closing argument. He is a poor game manager. He is horribly arrogant to a fault to where even if it's, those girls, like he stuck with Peyton Thorne like an abused girlfriend. Them girls that won't leave the dude.
Chill out.
Them girls that won't leave the dude because they don't want to admit that they was wrong for using him.
Oh, I think we can say that.
Like he was a battered and abused girlfriend. Peyton Thorne had him with black eyes and sunglasses every press conference.
He's not going to do it again.
I know him better than that. Come on, guys.
I don't think you can say that, right, D? I don't think you can say that, bro. I don't think you can say that.
He's a good guy, guys.
Oh, he means well.
I'm just saying.
Clip it. That might be our last clip. We had a good run. We had a good run.
All I'm saying is, I don't know. Yes, he has more players, but more players has never been his issue.
Yeah, he get the players. Yeah, he get the players for sure.
Players is never getting the players. There has never been his problem, bro. It's never been his problem. Creating an offense has never been the problem.
You know who that actually reminds me of?
What's that?
Because I want to get on to this next team. It's Mike Norvell. Out there, down there in Tallahassee. Down there, them doggone cheating Seminoles. Yeah, see, Draco ain't here to defend his boys, so I could talk about his boys.
All I'm gonna say about Mike Norvell is that's a real expensive trash can they bought. That's a real expensive track. He caught like that is the ultimate ski mask. That's some ski mask right there. He caught lightning in the bottle once and ain't got nothing to show for it except a $90 million contract with a $60 million buyout. That man, he had a quarterback that had been in the offense for what was that, year 3 by that time for him, and he was a 5th-year senior. He had been in the offense that long. They had a 6'7" wide receiver and a 6'3" wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They had a running game. They had a defense that is all them guys are still cooking elsewhere now. Like Jared Verse is still doing those same things in the NFL. Like, of course they were undefeated through the regular season, bro.
And of course, we talking about their teams while they not here because
That's
we
what
have
they
a
get for not
standing
being
appointment.
here.
Like we
That's
have a
what they
standing
get for not
appointment.
being here.
Fridays 8:00. Like that's
They
what,
do
this is
what
what we
y'all
do.
want. If me, who according to D don't ever show up to nothing, can be here on time, they can be on time.
Hey, bro. And so since they not here on time, then we just gonna talk about their teams till they get here. So
Until y'all get here,
we
Florida
just gonna talk
State.
about your teams. Yeah, Florida State, you on
Florida
the chopping
State,
block though.
I hope we hang 50 on them next August. I hope we hang 50 on them this August.
Look, I hope we see all 3 quarterbacks. Like, let me
I
see
hope
all
we
of
get
them
to
put
see
up 2
everybody
touchdowns.
play like we did versus USC.
Yeah, I want to see everybody. Go ahead and put everybody on the field. Let's just keep looking just in case.
Exactly, D. Exactly. I ain't saying nothing I wouldn't say to your face. That one thing can't nobody say about me. If I talk shit about you when I'm away from you, I'm going to talk that same shit in your face.
Right. For
Everybody that know
sure
me know that shit. Anywho,
But
Auburn,
now we was on.
realistically.
Oh, we going to Auburn. We going to Florida State. Yeah.
Florida State, realistically, I don't like not even joking. They got that little 5'10" quarterback that Bill O'Brien didn't want at Boston College. They got a couple receivers. They lost a couple of those great defenders that were terrible last year. So I feel like they're honestly better for that. Like, to be completely honest, like no more Patrick Payton, no more, I forget the other dude, but like all of them that either transferred or declared for the draft. So now you can let some of that young talent rock, right? I personally think that with the way that Mike Norvell, like he's not like, I say all that to say, he's not going to have a team like he had the year he got playoff snubbed again. Or he's not going to be able to put that together again. Like he's just not. So with the way that Mike Norvell constructs teams, I think realistically I can see Florida State going 9-3 because the ACC is not particularly strong, but I think they lose the games they're supposed to. In other words, like I don't think it's a last year situation where it's like people are so prepared for you and you coming out so flat that nobody respects you and now all of a sudden you're staring a 2-10 season in the face.
I was just saying, yeah. I was just gonna say because like last year, I don't even think it was. I think eventually, like obviously, like you lose that first game, you travel across the pond, you lose that one.
You come out and let Georgia Tech quite literally high school offense you to oblivion. Like you literally let Zach Pyron and what's that boy name? The other quarterback, the starting quarterback, whatever his name is. You let them.
Oh no, you talking about Georgia Tech quarterback Haynes or King? It's either
Haynes
or King. I
you
forget.
let
I forget
Haynes
which
King
one.
and Zach Pyron tote that hoe up and down the field on you. You let Eric Singleton be the best possession receiver on the field that day because all they did was play ball control, run the ball, and play stellar defense with Romello Height and all them guys that they had on that back end of that defense. They literally went with what if I had to be a head coach tomorrow, that's exact offense and defense I'm running. I'm playing a bend but don't break aggressive defense, and I am running the ball until you show me you have nuts big enough to stop it.
Nah.
And
With
once
everything
you let
you
a
said right
team,
there.
and once you let a team do that, do you week one? Even
week
the
zero.
teams you post
week 0. Be correct. It's week 0.
Week zero.
Season ain't even started yet. Season ain't even
Once
started
you let
yet.
a team do that to you on national TV in week 0.
Mm-hmm.
Even the teams you supposed to beat, like Citadel is looking at you like, well, shit, they did.
Oh yeah, I can get that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why we
What was
couldn't
that?
do
Memphis. Memphis had them. Oh, Memphis did beat them. Memphis beat them.
Cal, didn't Cal beat them?
I believe Cal did beat them because Cal.
The game that I told everybody, I was like, all right, it's gonna prove if Florida State suck or not. I said if they play Boston College and I think if that little boy dude, that quarterback dude, I think he do, and he start going off, they gonna if Castellanos do what I think he's gonna do, and he start going off, they gonna lose that game, and that's gonna let you know that they are down bad.
It's just over with. Then at that point,
exactly what he did. He came out there snapping on their ass.
Yeah, nah, that's exactly what happened, man. My issue, I mean, with Florida State, man, they just looked bad this year, man, and I don't really understand why. Because I can't even blame all of that on Norvell.
It was so confusing because
like it just don't make sense.
Statistically, they had a better team coming back than they had the year that they were undefeated. They had the same defense coming back with a couple transfer additions. And they
got a couple of Bama boys on that squad. They picked up some transfers.
And they got Roydell Williams on offense. They got Malik. They got Benson, whatever his name is. And
Malik Benson, yeah.
Malik Benson, he wasn't supposed to be great, but he was supposed to be good enough to be able to play.
He was supposed to be at least a wide receiver 3.
Right. Right. He wasn't going to be not touching the field. And then DJU, with what they do running the quarterback, that was supposed to be free money right there. Like that was like the Florida State spread was supposed to be free money last year, and it just was not. Like
never.
They were. It was almost like it felt like watching an NFL team tank at times.
Yeah.
Like,
it felt like y'all thought y'all was going to get a first-round draft pick or something.
Like it really felt like they was going out there, and after they saw that whatever they were doing in first quarter wasn't working, they was like, all right, well. Oh well.
It is what it is, man. Real quick, man. As I do so often, man, I like to just give breaks to just shout out people and stuff like that, man. Our weekly reports, things like that. Real quick because we probably not gonna get into it. We just talking about football and stuff this time, but I do want to shout out Diana Taurasi on a hell of a career. Hall of Fame talent, man. In my opinion. Not like from a physical standpoint or athleticism standpoint, but just like as far as legacy and longevity and things like that, man. The brawn of the WNBA, man. We talking about somebody that dominated for 20 plus years, man. I don't think I've ever looked at the WNBA and haven't seen Diana Taurasi, so that's going to be kind of weird not seeing her and stuff. So, like facts, bro. Like elementary school, like she's been.
We was in 3rd or 4th grade, bro. We've been seeing that lady. Like
man. So shouts out to her, man. Just a hell of a career, impressive career, man. So I definitely just want to take a time out to shout her out. This is mainly a football episode though. So like I said, we won't have a whole lot of time to talk about her, but definitely want to give her flowers and say thank you for everything that you've done for the game, for the WNBA, pushing it forward, bringing it into the spotlight, and you know what I'm saying, all of that good stuff, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Once again, man, we are live on TikTok, we live on Twitch, and we live on YouTube. So if you got any of those other platforms, as you can see our social media handles scrolling across the top of the page and stuff. If you got aunties, uncles, daddies, mamas, grandmamas who on Facebook and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Send them over there to the Facebook page, man. We got a lot of content dropping, especially if you get over there to our YouTube, man. We got a whole lot of content on the YouTube page, man. So we just want to, make sure we shout that out.
Shorts. Look for more TikTok shorts coming from us.
Oh yeah, we got plenty more content, man. Like I said, football is our main focus, but we do touch on just about every sport there is out there. I'm even trying to get into hockey. You know what I'm saying? I haven't figured everything out yet.
Go Blackhawks.
I'm working on it. I ain't picked the team yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Your daddies and uncles. Jasmine,
yeah. Now that we on YouTube, that was the main thing about getting on YouTube because we know the YouTube, the older community, they'll probably be more comfortable with YouTube and stuff. And I think we a few followers away from going live on Facebook as well, man. So then we really bringing it straight to them, man. But we still got a few followers away. But anyways, like I said, I just wanted to take a break real quick, shout that out. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, in the streams, man, over there on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. Moving on though, man, because I said that we was gonna get into the NFL, so I'm ready to go ahead and get into the NFL if you ready to get to the NFL.
Man, I was telling Ashley earlier. I was talking about, man, I'm really ready for the draft. I said, I need Jihad Campbell to go to the Ravens. She was like, yeah, I'm really excited for the draft too. I said, I bet you are having a competent front office after you just won the Super Bowl. Because
She an Eagles fan too?
every time the Ravens
I
win
didn't
the
know she
Super
was
Bowl,
an Eagles fan.
yeah, she an Eagle fan. Every time, every time the Ravens won the Super Bowl, we overpaid somebody and then gutted the team because we overpaid.
Sound about right.
Every
Yeah, we
time
got to
you
get to some Legion games. Barron's finna start up. Yeah, we got to
No,
get to
I'm
all of that.
so cool with going to a Legion game because my boy Tony Hampton, Corey Barber, cousin, shout out to him. He can get us tickets to that. So, Tony, I'm gonna be calling you soon, my brother.
Hey man, my sister got us plugged in with the UAB basketball games, man. So let me know when y'all
Jesse
want to
got
hit
us
that up.
plugged in. Jesse got us plugged in with UAB football and basketball.
Hey, let's
So,
go, man. We
what
got
you
to hit
trying
all
to
these
do?
games. Hey, Ty the football guy up in here. My TikTok guy, man. I see you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Another
For
Eagles fan. You
sure.
tune in just in time because we finna start talking about the
We
NFL
finished.
right
Oh, and,
now.
rugby. Last thing before we get into the Eagles.
Mhm.
Rugby also, which that's a game I played, and boy, that's a fun game. We got to get to Birmingham. I can't remember the name of the team, but we got to go watch the rugby game too. I promise y'all will like rugby, bro. Rugby
I
is
ain't even know we had a rugby team, so we definitely got to get into that, man. Appreciate your football guy for pulling up, man. All right, into this NFL, man. Obviously, we all know NFL Combine has started, man. They got underway Thursday. They just wrapped up a couple of, I think, like an hour ago today and stuff, man. We seen some impressive times. I think we've seen
pull
defensive
up in the
linemen
Jihad
run,
camp.
linebackers running, tight ends. Am I missing one?
So
Just
Wednesday was specialists, kickers,
yeah,
punters.
yeah,
What
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thursday was, I believe,
I think that was a
D
D line, man. Yeah.
D linemen and O linemen. I think today was linebackers and DBs, or is tomorrow?
DBs, that's who I was forgetting. Yep, DBs did run today. Cause
Linebacker.
everybody was saying how Jade Barron
Hey,
was probably
Barron.
the best D. Yeah, they were saying that he was probably the best DB
Hey,
that had the best showing.
don't sleep on that boy from South Carolina with the African last name. I can't pronounce that.
Oh yeah, the
He like
E something.
6'3", bro, like 227. He run like a 4'3",
I was
and
gonna say,
he
hold on, wait, let me see if I can find it real quick.
please pull it up,
Because
bro. Whacking shit too. Like
nah, I was gonna say because what happened was they said that he would have graded out as a 10 in like 40
no,
different positions, like as a wide
no
receiver, as a
relative.
DB,
So
as a
relative. So what Jay referring to is this Twitter page that posts relative athletic scores. A relative athletic score
mm-hmm.
shows basically all your numbers. It basically makes all those numbers that we watch on the combine actually mean something. Because what does a 40-inch vert mean? What does a 4.1 shuttle time mean? It basically tells you what all those numbers mean relative to how good of an athlete this person is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the highest you can score is a 10.00.
Mm-hmm.
Jade Barons, or no, the guy I'm talking about from South Carolina, Winwari or whatever, I can't pronounce his name, but
Eamon Wari. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like
Winwari,
Eamon Wari or something like that.
Wari, okay, he scored a 10.0 out of 0, a 10.0 out of 10. Jihad, the only other player in this class so far to score a 10.00 out of 10 is Jihad Campbell, which we need to pull him up too.
Mm-hmm.
That means these players are strong enough, fast enough, big enough, quick enough to be able to do
Anything.
pretty much whatever they want to on a football.
Like whatever you wanted on the football field. Yeah, I was gonna
If
say.
you need him to play defensive end, teach him how to, he gonna play it. You need him to play linebacker, teach him how to, he gonna play. Same thing with Eamon Ward. You need him to play safety, he can play it. You need him to play corner, he can play it. You need him to play nickel, he can play it. Like, these guys are great, and it's what we said was going to happen way back 10 years ago. It was crazy to say that around about 2015, 2016, when we started seeing guys more often. Like, when Chris Johnson ran a 4.2 at the 40, it was like, oh my God, the next closest guy was like a 4.5. Now, somebody run a 4.2 40, the next closest guy running a 4.3. Athletes are evolving. They're getting bigger, faster, and stronger than they ever have been. Even in high school, kids I see, when I played the position, in high school when I played the position, kids are getting smaller, but they're getting more athletic. Because when I played the position, for example, in high school, I was a defensive tackle. I was a nose guard, 6'2", 330 pounds. Then that was considered undersized for that position because I wasn't 6'5". Now you might have a kid that's my height, but he weighed 260, 270, 280, playing defensive tackle. Back then, the defensive end was about, 6'3", 6'4", 230, 240, 250. Now you'll fuck around and get a kid in high school that's like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and 210 playing defensive end. They've gotten so much smaller, but they're way more athletic because they can run with it. These kids are fast, man.
I didn't even realize he was running as a
These
DB.
guys are fast, bro. It's insane how fast. If I don't know if you have film on this, but when they go and do the reps on the bench, I don't think people realize. Yeah, it's 225. I can rep 225. When I was playing, I could rep 225 probably about 5-10 times because I'm bench wasn't my thing. Because I'm a D lineman with long arms. Bench was never my thing. Now you got quarterbacks that can rep out 225 30 times.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts squats 800 pounds, bro. People these players are getting bigger, faster, and stronger every day. It's honestly insane to watch because you're seeing so many different types of athletes at positions you used to didn't see linebackers that could run with wide receivers, but also whoop a left tackle's ass in a one-on-one drill. You didn't see that, bro. You didn't see a DB that could come up and make a tackle on a 240-pound running back just as well as he could cover a 160-pound wide receiver. You didn't see that until
look at this, cuz we talking about some freak of nature athletes, bro. Look at man's get 43 inches off the ground. Man's is 6'3", 240 or something. He jumping 4 feet in the air.
That is I can dunk with my head above the rim height for people that don't understand. That is I can look at the backboard eye level height. And that man plays what?
A DB.
Okay. Good luck throwing a jump ball.
It's explosive, cuz.
And that's the word. Athletes have gotten so much more explosive than they used to be, bro. It was crazy when we first saw, duels play. Because back then, out of sheer spite, niggas was playing two positions. You had niggas playing linebacker or O-line or whatever back then just out of, well, it ain't but 30 people on the team, and I'm one of the best people on the team, so I might as well play two positions, so that takes out.
True that.
Versus now, we're starting to see dual positions come back just simply because niggas is like that. Yes, I know I don't agree with Travis Hunter winning the Heisman, none of that, but yeah, I feel like he got force-fed.
Travis Hunter won the Heisman, and he deserved every bit of it.
Anyway, that man was talented enough to be able to be a good DB and a good receiver just because he was like that. We're starting to see that again. I was talking to Ashley too earlier about how Nick Saban recruited Micah Parsons as a linebacker and a running back.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
Another Derrick Henry, because he about the size of Derrick Henry. It's just another Derrick Henry.
That man running for 1,000 yards, but also getting 12, 13 sacks on defense.
Ridiculous.
That's insane to think about, honestly. But he could do it.
He could have. Then another two-way player, though, that I want to shine some light on is the D tackle from Ole Miss.
Bro, JJ
Pegues.
Jesse loves
I was gonna say, I do not know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, him. Pegues. Okay, there we go.
Pegues. 99 from Ole Miss. That boy played Wildcat court. He reminds me of a player that Ole Miss had do that same thing about 15 years ago named Jeremy Liggins. 300-pound defensive tackle that's your Wildcat quarterback and toting that hoe. He gonna get you the first down. That man played tight end at Auburn and defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Then went to Ole Miss, played tight end, quarterback, running back, and defensive tackle, and defensive end. When you talk about an athlete, that's like back in high school when you used to have one of your D linemen kicking because you knew he could. That was unheard of back then.
So nah, man, we got just a tremendous blend of athletes and stuff, man. But nah, like we was talking about, my guy, E-Man, I'm just gonna call him E-Man, that freak of athlete. Stewart made himself the DN from Texas A&M.
Shamar
Shamar
Stewart. So
Stewart, yeah, he made
shout out
himself a
my
lot of money
cousin.
too.
Shout out my cousin Emil because he locked him and Scourton up. But anyway, Shamar Stewart, that's another freak, dude. Because how are you that big? And first of all, it's not like it's also back in the day. A lot of that shit was water weight and creatine.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you had it like 330, they were feeding us peanut butter jelly sandwiches with creatine mixed in the peanut butter. And you know, all types of stuff, all types of stuff that's probably not legal, that I ain't going to incriminate nobody. But, our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches wasn't regular peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in high school. We wasn't the only high school doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these kids are actually just working out like that. And if a kid is 6'6", 280, he's probably got less than 10% body fat. Which 280 pounds of that is majority muscle, meaning about 260 pounds of that is probably mostly muscle. That's insane to think somebody has that many muscle fibers in their body that can be built, because that's why you're seeing. Because if you think Myles Garrett, if he did the combine today, he's probably crushing the 40, probably jumping an almost 50-inch vert. And Myles Garrett almost 300 pounds, cuz. Same thing with Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart is closer to 300 pounds than he is 250. And he was out there running, jumping, and cutting like he was a DB. You used to didn't see twitch. I remember watching the combine in high school and being like, yeah, I can move like that. Yeah, I can move. I can't move like these.
Had those dreams. Hey, but these YNs, boy. Hey, when they focused, when these YN get focused, boy, I don't know. It might be the HGH they putting in our food. You know what I'm saying?
Which
I
we
don't
was
know
the
what
generation.
it is.
We was the church of steroids and the chicken generation.
Yeah.
KFC got steroids in the chicken generation. That's why we was so big. These kids not just big because we just was big. These kids not just big. These kids are built like Greek gods at 14. Like, what was that?
Kobe? Yeah, they got that Gmo. Yeah, facts.
Kobe nephew, what's his name? Jet Williams or Jet Wilson or whatever his name is. Alabama recruiting that boy 6'5" and playing safety at 220. That boy 16 years old and 6'5", 220. That means he got another inch or two he can grow.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Boy,
that
is
is
ridiculous,
absolutely insane. And that boy play DB.
All right, but hey, let me ask you this question then, man. Just to kind of move the conversation along a little bit, man. We've been talking about these prospects and stuff like that. But you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. I think everybody here knows that. Except for, you know what I'm saying, if you first time viewer and stuff, we welcome you, appreciate you pulling up and all of that stuff. But you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, man. What you want to see y'all team go get in this draft? Like not necessarily a player. I ain't gonna ask you. Oh, so you want a linebacker or you want Jihad specifically?
No, I want us to go do what the Eagles did and just draft 3 D linemen in the first 5 rounds and say, you know what, we gonna rock with everything else because it worked for the Eagles. But I'm not gonna be salty.
Eagles, though.
I'm not gonna be salty, and I know exactly that it's gonna work for us. But well, actually, that's part of my theory that's gonna start a whole nother tangent that I haven't been wrong on yet. As long as you have a running game and a good D line, you don't even have to necessarily have a good defense. You just need a great D line and people around them that can make plays. Because the year we won, everybody likes to point to Joe Flacco won that Super Bowl in 2012 because of defense. Our defense, out of all the Ravens defense, if you go back and look at it, that defense is one of the worst ones. It's towards the bottom, and it's across the board. Yards allowed per game, points allowed per game, sacks, and it was not a good defense. It was just Ray Lewis and Ed Reed being good, and our D-line playing lights out when they were hurt. The Eagles D-line, like, their linebackers that, like, Zach Bond was considered a bust until about a year or two ago.
Right, the squad for the Saints, man.
They got the D-line to where he didn't have to think anymore. All he had to do was be there when the ball was there. And when a good D-line, because if you got 4 people that no matter what, even if it's 4-on-5, it's a mismatch for the offense because these guys are that good. That makes that quarterback have to think a lot longer and harder than he normally would, and that slows everything else down for everybody else. If your front line, like if it would be like if you had an army and the folks you sent out in the infantry could win the war for you. If them folks you sent on foot could go just sweep a country by themselves, that's a great art. You know what I'm saying? But football, that's exactly what that is. When you have a good defensive line, it's been proven time and time again. If you look at the last probably 30 Super Bowl winners, yeah, they might have had a good offense. But what did they have that got them there? A damn good D line, or at least a generational D lineman. All the Chiefs Super Bowls, yeah, they had Patrick Mahomes, but Chris Jones on the other side with a good secondary. Yeah, the Rams might have had a decent running game, but they had Aaron Donald on the other side. Like, yeah, the Eagles.
It can't be understated how valuable it is to get pressure on the quarterback. Only sending 3, only sending 4. Like if you only sending 4 and you able to get pressure on the quarterback, bro, like that's you've won the game already. If you can consistently get pressure with 4, you've won the game.
If I'm
you get dropped
flushing you out
7.
the pocket, if I'm flushing you out the pocket with 4, meaning I can drop the other 7 in coverage, what do you
And
do?
then when you getting out the pocket, that means you eliminating half the field right there. As soon as you get out the pocket, you eliminating half the field.
Like, bro, like people don't understand. I haven't been wrong on this yet. If I become a college coach tomorrow, if they tell me UAB need a coach tomorrow,
they do need a coach tomorrow. They do need a coach tomorrow.
Yeah,
so yeah.
But I'm throwing all our NIL money at the portal and recruiting wise for a D lineman, and I might not do it this year. But I'm shoring up the trenches on offense and defense. I'm running the ball. I'm getting hard-hitting, hard-nosed, hard-working guys to play the other 7 positions on defense. And I promise you I'm winning 10 games. People forgot Indiana won 11 games this year. Why? Their quarterback wasn't good. Their receivers weren't
decent enough.
One. Name their running back.
They're decent enough. I'm just saying, like, decent enough. Curtis Rourke was the quarterback. Curtis Rourke was the quarterback, but like that's it. That's all I could name.
They won 11 games because they played good offense by playing keep away, and they had a great defense. Because I'm sorry, that wins exactly. There's a reason defense got a chant and offense don't.
Yeah,
defense is the most important part of the game because I don't care if you can score 50 points a game if the other team scored 56. It doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
I would rather win every game 14-10 because I stopped you from doing anything on offense than win games 56-48 because my offense is. I don't want to play like that. I want to know in the fourth quarter when it starts and it's 14-10 and my defense out there for your quote unquote game winning drive I want to know, okay, that's game because I know if we get the ball back, it's a wrap because we're not letting them get the hell back. Like, that is the most underrated part in football. Everybody thinks, oh, you need this quarterback, you need this running back. That's cool to have, bro. But if you don't have a good to great D-line, your team probably not going to win nothing. Because even those 49ers teams in the 80s, they still had great D-lines. Even those Cowboys in the 90s, they had Charles Haley and they had a good D-line. Those Patriots teams in 2000, they had Richard Seymour and they had good D-lines, bro. Everybody kind of forgets that the line on both sides of the ball, that's where you win and lose at, bro. It starts in the trenches.
Big facts. So you said that you want to get Jihad Campbell, man. So that's cool. I don't really have an NFL team. If y'all don't know that by now, I don't really have an NFL team. Like I said, I'm mostly a college football guy. I rock with Bama, and as far as the NFL goes, Bama got so many players in the league, man. It's just, whoever's on TV at the time. I'm sure I can find me 1 or 2 guys from Bama that I can root for and stuff like that. But who got first pick this year? It's not the Giants, is it? No, not Giants. Who got first pick this year? Damn, why I can't remember who got first pick this year? Hold on. I'm tripping. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me pull this up real quick because I done forgot who got first pick already.
It's
1 second.
the time. That tangent, realistically, I only want Jihad Campbell just because if Jihad Campbell, because I don't see him falling out of the top 15. If Jihad Campbell falls to pick 27, I don't give a shit what we need. Take Jihad Campbell. That's best player available by a mile.
Well, it
But as
depends,
far
man.
as
I
what
don't
we
know. I'm
need,
trying
I
to
think
see.
we need. Well, I think what we need realistically on the Ravens is we need another interior O lineman. We need an actual guard, not a tackle or a center that we've moved over. I think we need an actual like hard-nosed guard. And I
Oh,
think we
Tennessee got
need
first pick. That's right. Okay.
an elite pass. I think we need an elite pass rusher. And I think
Exactly, Paul. That's exactly what I'm saying. My team supplies the NFL, so I can't
I was
have an
gonna say
NFL team.
Paul. We know everybody and their mama know Paul and them the plug, man. That's the plug for real. Y'all think you know the plug.
But
That's
yeah,
cute.
man.
But
There's been a lot of controversy about Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders. As far as the first quarterback off the board, man, who you got for first quarterback off the board between Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders? Or if you have somebody else, I doubt that you have Jackson Dart coming off the board
Jack, come
first,
on,
but
cut. Come
yeah,
on,
I
cut.
would say I doubt that you got anybody else going off the board first than them two. But who's your
At
first
this
quarterback
point, we
off the
should
board?
have twin telepathy off nothing other than the fact we got the same first name, and you should know.
Shit, we got the
It's
first
between them
first
two,
and middle name
it's
for
a
real,
steep,
for real.
and low key, it's a steep drop off. Cause
Mm-hmm.
it's a very steep drop off after them two. I do think so. I don't think Tennessee is willing to take a quarterback with that first pick. But I also don't think that they're willing to trade it unless it's for you got to trade a king's ransom to get number 1 overall. That means you can pick out of the whole field of 350, 400 niggas, whatever it is, you can pick any one of them first.
Mm-hmm.
That means you get first pick on everybody, no matter who you want, no matter who rated anybody. You got the number 1 overall in the draft pick.
Yep.
You got to trade a lot for that.
Yep.
Right? Unless we see a team like the Giants trade, they pull a Saints with Ricky Williams and trade their entire future away for that number 1 pick
Cowboys
because
with
they want to
Herschel
pick
Walker. Yeah.
Cowboys, right? It's just somebody that want to trade to have that pick because they believe in whoever they're picking. I just don't think anybody in this draft is willing to give up. Are you willing to give up the chance to draft Jeremiah Smith or Caleb Downs or you get Ryan Wood? Are you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you willing to give the chance to draft those guys for a chance at Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward? I'm not. I wouldn't be. Like, this isn't the draft to trade your future away for, unless you are one of like 3 teams that's already there, and you can afford to trade away your next year first round pick because you won't need it. It'll be pick 32 anyway because you're winning the Super
pick
Bowl.
31, 30.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you back in unless you in the back of the first round. Yeah, no, I agree with you there, man. I do have
it's
Shadur
really
Sanders as QB1 in this draft. I know Shadur been getting a lot of hate, man, and I mean, I'm just
I
gonna
got
call a spade a
him as
spade. We know
1.
why he getting the hate. We know why he getting the hate. It's because his last name
Well,
Sanders. We know he too confident. You know what I'm saying? We know certain people don't like him. Now we got people who love him, but we also got people who don't love him. So you know what I'm saying? So we know why, you know what I'm saying, they getting those he's getting labeled with certain things like that, but for Colorado to have as impressive of a season as they did have, I mean they did win 9 games. No, they went 9-4. They lost their bowl game. That was tragic. They lost against Kansas, which was really tragic. But
so listen, go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? But you know, they to do what they did without an offensive line, without a run game, I feel like that is, to me, that's going to translate better to the NFL because when you're going to be QB1 off the board, you're going to be QB2 off the board. You're not going to a good team. Like, you know what I'm saying? They probably don't
No,
have a good offensive line.
no.
They don't have a run game. Like, I'm going to trust in the guy that has shown me that he can make magic happen without those things because I'm going to put him in a situation where he still doesn't have those things. And so, like, I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Well, like I said, I understand why he gets the hate, but just from a purely football standpoint, I don't understand why he has the hate. Anybody that's saying, like, his attitude or whatever is the reason why that they don't want to draft him, then you tripping because I'll give you this.
They
It
ain't
was
say
it was
nothing about
one. It
Chad
was
Kelly attitude.
they
They
ain't
ain't
say
say
nothing
nothing
about
about
Chad
Baker
Kelly.
Mayfield attitude.
I Mr. Hold D's, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But
They ain't say nothing about Josh Allen attitude. Josh Allen ran the 40. He ran a 4.4.
John Manziel still went first round, and he had
You see,
attitude problems
Brandon
and some
Weeden
more
was 47 years
problems.
old. Anyway,
But anyways though. But nah, I got Shadur as QB1. I got Cam as a relatively
I
close QB2. But like you
I
said,
have
man, after those two, it's a drop. It is a
so
drop after that.
get ready for this because it's going to be a long one.
Go ahead.
Cam is my QB1.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think his accuracy is just a hair better. But so we know football is a game of inches, and that little bit of accuracy that's a little bit better, that shit matters. And that's the difference between being Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix this year.
Right.
Because
Oh, snap. My
Bo
sister
Nix was
pulled up to
good.
the TikTok. Hold on, wait 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you. My sis pulled up to the TikTok. Appreciate you for stopping by, sis.
Hey, sister.
All right, now we can keep going though.
But that's the difference between Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, because Bo Nix is damn good. But Jaden Daniels just had that little bit of that little push extra that, end up putting him in the NFC Championship game as a rookie. Like, I really don't think it's QB1 and 2. I think it's 1A and 1B. I think it's whatever team wants. Well, I think it's whatever team picks a quarterback first. Who do they have rated higher? You know, because with these guys, they both we know what type of time they on these days. With these guys, we gonna see the real on their pro day. Like the combine gonna be whatever.
Well, Shadur and Cam ain't even throwing on their pro day, so
Cam ain't throwing on his pro day.
I mean, not pro day, combine. Sorry, excuse me.
Exactly.
My bad. I spoke wrong.
Combine is
combine. They're not throwing on their combine.
That's between the combine is whatever. That's between the other guys. Shadur and Cam money gonna be on their pro day. Like
throwing to guys they know.
They gain absolutely nothing by throwing to guys they've never thrown to against guys that are also throwing to guys they've never thrown to. They have absolutely nothing they get to gain from that. These other guys need to show that they can do that. Cam and them just need to show that they. So that's a clear. We can just honestly we can cut them off and set them to the side.
Like you said, 1A, 1B, 1, 2, however you want to phrase it, but it's those two, and then it's everybody else.
And their fates are going to be intertwined, like Jameis's and Marcus Mariota's, like all them one,
like Bryce and CJ.
Like we've seen this. We've seen this before. But what I'm most interested in is QBs 3 through whatever. Because those are going to be your guys that surprise you if they go to the right place. Because for all of the stuff I talked about Jalen Milroe, for everything, I still can't put Anthony Richardson started and look good in some starts off of being a pure athlete. I think Jalen Milroe doing himself a disservice by not doing certain things at the combine. You need to do that bench press. You need to run that 40, bro. Because if you run a 4.2, 4.3, whatever, big as you are, you're going first round to somebody on a surprise trade or something.
I don't know about that. I mean, it'll have to be a trade of some because
we've seen it, Jake. Every time it's a weak quarterback class, what do we see? A pick that makes us go, what? That quarterback class where the Packers drafted Jordan Love, that pick looked dumb as hell, didn't it? Works out
It
pretty
worked out
good
pretty
now,
well.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it worked out pretty
Worked
well
out
for him
pretty
though.
good, didn't it?
Worked out pretty well
That,
for him. I
like
can't even lie to
every
you.
year it's a clear 1 and 2 or a clear 1, and then it's them is how we got Brock Purdy.
Mm.
That is how Trey Lance went number 1 in that draft, and Brock Purdy started. That is how we got Mac Jones in
Oh
Jacksonville.
yeah, top 10. Yeah, top 10. He went top. No, he went top 15. I don't think he went. I think he went like 11 or
because
12.
1 and 2.
But
I can't
still though,
remember who
yeah.
I can't remember who 1 and 2 were that year, but that's how we got Mac Jones to the Patriots. Like
Facts.
you got to, because what's crazy, and we can look at it, that 1 and 2 is either not a contest, a la Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers. Because I'm sorry, say what you want. Yes, Phillip was the better quarterback, but Eli had the. You can't really. He did it when it mattered. Phillip didn't. So
Yeah.
you're gonna always have that with 1 and 2. Rarely have you seen 1 and 2 both be, even with Bryce and CJ. Bryce, even though Bryce got the short end of the stick, there's clearly one that's in a way better place than the other. It's usually not a contest. It's either not a contest and one is clearly better than the other one, and sometimes it's number 2, sometimes it's number 1, or they both terrible, or they both have unfortunate careers, a la Jameis, Marcus Mariota, where you went to the Titans and the Bucks when they both were terrible. It wasn't really much to be done. They gave you Kendall Wright as a number 1 receiver and said, okay, do stuff. They gave Jameis better receivers than they gave him, but they didn't give him an O-line until he had 3 concussions, and they finally realized he was legally blind. So with these quarterbacks, I'm really interested to see what happens with the other guys, because Milroe, I think, is a sleeper. I think that's your dark horse for if this guy goes to the right team and gets to sit for a year, because he's going to have to sit. He's going to have to sit. I said this before. He's going to have to sit. But if he goes to the right team and he sit and he learns, whatever he needs to learn to be able to maximize his ability as a passer and a complete quarterback, he's the one in this class that can end up being good. They like that Curtis Rourke dude out of Indiana, and I don't care for him that much, but I can see it because there's always that one quarterback that's big with a big arm that if he gets in camp and he ends up throwing to the right guys, he's going to get that camp spot, and then it's going to be like a boulder rolling down the hill at that point.
Good fast, man.
It's just I want to get your thoughts on these other guys too, because I know, like you said, you know who 1 and 2 is. Who are some of your guys you think could end up being a sleeper? I know you don't know probably much.
No, I was going to say, man, one guy that I want to do good, would be Will Howard. Actually do like Will Howard. I like his game a lot. He's mobile enough, he's big enough for sure, he's tough enough for sure. But the thing is, like, with quarterbacks from Ohio State, quarterbacks from Alabama, quarterbacks from the top programs, man, it's really hard to tell what is your actual skill level, because you've been surrounded by 5 stars for the past, well, in his case, a year. But like when we was talking about Bryce, like, you've been surrounded by 5 stars for 3 years. We talking about CJ Stroud. We talking about Braxton Miller. We talking about Justin Fields. We talk, you know what I'm saying, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, or
Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been surrounded by the best guys for your entire career. And, like, you know what I'm saying? And no shade, like, that's not your fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just went to a good squad. Like, so I can't completely knock you for that. But at the end of the day, that is the truth, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely at least an adjustment period. At the minimum, it's an adjustment period, like it was for Bryce. Like, it wasn't like, dang, like, I don't have Chris Owens and I don't have all of these guys blocking for me anymore. Like, oh crap, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh snap, like, you know,
I have
it's
a worse
adjustment.
football team in the NFL than I did in college, and that's like you got to think these guys are, and it's not just high school. It's not just like these guys have been playing with the best of the best travel ball teams when they were in elementary school. The
The
best
Elite
of the best
11, they
feeder
go into
middle schools.
competition. They throw into the
The
best wide
best high
receivers.
schools.
Yeah,
The best colleges. And then you get to
exactly.
the
So,
NFL and you playing with guys that was at Shippensburg College and shit. And it's like, oh.
wait, you couldn't catch that? You couldn't lay out for that? Like, why you ain't
Right.
make a move? Like,
Bro, I've been having people just, and that's why I said quarterbacks then become more like kickers these days. Quarterback got to have, you know how a kicker got to have the snap right, the hold right, the wind can't be blowing too hard, it can't be too cold, can't be, you know. Quarterbacks done got the same way. If they ain't got the exact right OC, the exact right O-line, the exact run game around them, the certain receivers, a quarterback is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, So yeah, Will Howard is somebody that I really want to see thrive. Obviously, I want to see Milroe thrive, but that's me being biased.
I hate
But besides
this.
that, but see the thing with Milroe, man, Milroe, like I believe he can, but man, he got to go somewhere. He got to go somewhere halfway decent. Like if he goes out there to L.A. and links up with Sean McVay, then okay, I think Sean McVay may be able to work with him. You know what I'm saying? If he ends up going to Cleveland, that's a dead. He's a bust. Ship him out. Like he's not gonna like that's not gonna work. Like you know what I'm saying?
Hate
So
what I'm about to say.
What you finna say?
I think so. LA ain't gonna be a possibility because that's gonna be where Bryce goes when Matthew Stafford gets traded. Anyway, Jalen Milroe with Tom Brady on that staff and who they got on offense on that staff.
Going to the Raiders and stuff.
Going to the Raiders and sitting for a year or two.
Man, 3 for real. I think it's gonna be 3, but go ahead.
But because they got the quarterbacks to where that can be a possibility too. Letting him sit and learn all he needs to learn from, but he's a quick learner, so I think it really wouldn't even take more than 2 years to be honest. But regardless of how long it takes, if he goes to sit with that staff, because LA will obviously be the most ideal. That's ideal for any quarterback. Like we saw Stetson Bennett go over there, he looked good in the preseason. Like that's just a guy that's good with quarterbacks. He always will.
That's what I'm saying. Like you go somewhere out there, yeah.
He always will. But that's gonna be the dream. But right now they got a lot of problems to worry about outside of quarterback. But if he ends up going to a situation like that, or I honestly would not be mad if he ended up going to the Saints because they actually need a quarterback, and the offense that they run with who they're running it with.
Well, they just picked up the new coach too, though, so we got to see what that offense is gonna look like.
Well, but from what I know about him, that's what's his name, right? That's
Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator from the Eagles.
Kellen Moore is I don't know if you remember Kellen Moore as a player. Like
for sure.
Right. He could run that offense. You could cut the lights out on their practice field. Like it's filming them doing this. You could cut the lights out on their practice field. They could run it in the pitch black dark. That man is precise, right? If Kellen Moore, that's the type of quarterbacks he's been working with for like the last 10 years too, is a Dak Prescott, a Jalen Hurts.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that this is gonna be the last subject, man. We finna wrap this thing on up because I do believe that we're going live tomorrow as well when we got the full squad here. But I'm gonna let you get your thoughts out first before I wrap this thing on up.
But my just closing thoughts is if we talk about Sean McVay is like QB whisperer or whatever.
He is. I don't know. He is.
That's an unquestioned thing, right? Like if we got anybody else in that archetype as far as current coaches, I definitely think that's Kellen Moore because
I think he would be up there. Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay,
quarterbacks under Kellen Moore have played their best football.
Joe Brady too. I'll throw him in that category.
Joe Brady's he's really good at the passing aspect. He just needs to get balance down. So that's why I wouldn't put him quite in that tier. But anyway,
I can respect that too.
Kellen Moore is. I think if Jalen Milroe could go there and sit behind whoever that terrible Derek Carr, for,
For whatever reason, he's still there.
Oof. But sit behind that terrible car that's there
Mhm.
and get some time to get through because they don't have a bad team around them. It's just not, you know, built to
Yeah, no,
win.
they got some pieces there,
They
yeah,
got some
but
pieces.
yeah.
And if they can let him go ahead and get thrown into the fire now and let a team grow and build with him, kind of what happened with him that year with Saban, where Saban put together his best job with, Saban put out, that's one thing I can say about Saban. He put out NFL coaching performances yearly in a college. You know what I mean? Versus
The
NFL,
best at
that's
it.
that's what you do for your job. Like you got to put together. So I think if he gets that same thing from a NFL standpoint and gets to develop, because that's what it's all about. Is in college, a lot of these guys aren't getting developed anymore, man.
Nah, because you really don't have time to, man. That's kind of the problem with college, man.
Right?
You don't really have time to develop,
No,
especially not if we talking about the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the Michigans. Like, nah,
and
like
even
we putting
down
you on the
to
field now, and now that you getting paid, oh no, we putting you on the field now, and we need you to deliver sooner. Like, you
and
know what
even
I'm saying?
down to high school and middle school, like these guys are coaching. Like I ain't gonna put my business out there, but you get paid a good bit to coach high school ball for what is essentially just 14 weeks of your life and
hmm
2 hours a day during
Maybe,
those.
well, I was gonna say maybe what 20, 24 weeks if you add in all the off season stuff, and
Or,
technically
so
some of that
I'll
stuff
put
you shouldn't even be doing. So.
I'll put it like this: it'd be a total of like 300 hours for some good money, right?
hmm
Even from Birmingham City, which is the lowest paying, but you get to your Hoovers, your Spain Park, you talking about some serious money, right? Like there's some money in football now. So these guys are doing this. Damn your development. You 6'5" and you can throw the ball far. Guess what you gonna do?
Throw the ball.
You gonna throw the ball. You
You gonna
six
throw the
foot four and
ball.
you can catch the ball real good. Guess what you fixing to do?
Guess
Catch the
what?
ball.
Throw the. Hey,
But
you feel me?
But
Like that what you finna
we
do.
don't care that we don't care that you're a better DB and we don't care that you're a better this than that. We don't care about that. We're trying to win right now at the level that we're at. So we're just gonna create mismatch. That's all high school is now. Is people recruit. I don't want to say this and get nobody in trouble. People getting kids to move to their schools, getting the best kids to attracting the best kids to their schools. That's the best way to say it. Attracting the best kids to their schools and running the most mismatch based offense. If you got a pair of receivers that's over 6'4", I know what offense you're fixing to run. If you got multiple running backs and a big husky O line, I know what you're about to try to do to me.
Yep.
If you got a big quarterback that's signed to go to Clemson next year, I know what you're going to try to do to me. Like it's become a very all right. My bet I'm going to like what you see basically on even the game nowadays with college football and man. I'm going to take my best player and just play spam the absolute yeah.
I got me
Play
three
spam.
plays. What Denzel said to River Times. I got my playbook is 7 plays. It's
Yes,
just like Novocaine. Takes a little time, but it always works. Like you know
it
what I'm saying? That's high school
always works.
football. That's high
When I
school
was in
football.
Hueytown, that's what we did. I had dumbed the freshman defense down to about 7 plays. It was 8 plays, and it was really just 4 plays because it was just left and right versions of the same play. So
Which side of the field we on? Which hash we on?
what
Oh,
pass
okay,
we
then
on?
flip it. Yeah,
What's the
yeah, flip it.
passing and running strength? That's all I need to know, and I'm gonna call one of 8 things, and I know they're gonna work.
Exactly. Exactly, man. I think that's a good spot to leave off on. Before we get out of here, man, Wag, hold on with me, man. Me and you gonna stay on a few minutes after stream and stuff, man, because I got some
Word.
stuff that I want to run by you.
Okay.
But for everyone else, man, once again, man, that was a really successful TikTok stream, man. For our first ever TikTok stream, man, we actually got 74 viewers
Shout out to
on our
y'all.
very first TikTok stream. So
Shout
that's
out to y'all.
dope. That's dope, man. That's dope, bro. So shouts out to that. And of course, shouts out to our OGs on Twitch. Shouts out to D for going over there to YouTube to moderate that, man. We started, like I said, started the stream off with some negativity and stuff like that, but we got that cleaned up, man. And everything since then was just absolutely fantastic. Taraja, of course, we love you. I love you. You know what I'm saying for sure. So appreciate everybody pulled up, Paul. Everybody else, man. Before we get out of here though, real quick, because I didn't get a chance to do my weekly report, but I'm finna do my weekly report. Number one, man. What I've been reading this week, man, is actually this book right here by our boy. You know my boy, Doctor. Put some respect on my man named Doctor Bryson Henry, man.
Bryson
Wrote a book.
Henry.
Yeah, man, he wrote a book, a bunch of poems and stuff, man, called Beautiful Nightmare. If you got Amazon, man, get on Amazon, look this thing up, man. I just got it a couple of days ago. He released it a while ago. That's my bad. I meant to do it. Life got in the way. I forgot to do it, but I did go ahead and purchase it this week. And let me just say that man right there, bro, he got a way of speaking to people, man.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? He got a beautiful mind, and you hear him. Like when you read it, you can really feel the emotion and all the work that he put into this, man. So I definitely want to give him a shout out. It is the last day of Black History Month. So instead of just focusing on what we have done, I want to kind of just give a shout out to the things that people are doing now. So once again, Dr. Bryson Henry, please go check this out, man. It's a beautiful poem book. It ain't long. It ain't a thick one. I think it's like 14, 15 poems in here. Oh no, I lied. It's 22. It's 22 poems in here. But like I said, they ain't really long, man. Like I said, it's a really good read and stuff. You don't need no psychology degree. I know my man's a doctor and he got some higher education, but he's really good at, you know what I'm saying, breaking it down to us regular folk. And you know what I'm saying, just conveying his words in a beautiful way, man. So I definitely wanted to shout him out. Black Future, not just Black History, Black Present, Black Future, and stuff like that. So make sure y'all go check this one out. Other than that, man, we appreciate y'all for pulling up. Once again, I do believe that we are going live. I do think we got Elo and Draco pulling up tomorrow. Tank Davis is fighting tomorrow, so I believe that's why we're going live. I do not have a start time for you guys yet. I'll catch up with them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we'll tweet it out. Once again, go follow the Twitter, go follow the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitch, the TikTok, the all of that, man. Like I said, our names are scrolling across the top as we speak. Anything else you want to say, Wad, before we get up out of here?
While we shouting out black businesses on the last day of Black History Month, shout out to Bryson again because he's a damn good producer and he's producing a lot of beats for me. Shout out to Nick with Antisocial Genius. Shout out to Mike and T Gamble with Broken Dreams.
Facts. We can run down our whole Twitter follower list, man, because we could shout out Jakari with the social media. Muse got a couple of books out. Like,
right. Shout out to all the homies on Twitter that shout out to all the people that I know in real life doing big things for black people, better community, and all the people that got businesses that they run. And I hope today that you supported somebody's black business.
Man, for real. So other than that, man, we're gonna leave that at that. Yeah, Paul, I think we're doing a watch party for the fight. Like I said,
tomorrow?
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, tomorrow. Tank Davis. Like I said, I think that's what we're doing. I mean, once again, y'all are always welcome to pull up. And the Brown business. Shouts out my boy Paul and the Brown business. Not just black business. We do have to give a shout out. The black and brown businesses. You right. So yeah, man. I think that we are though. I think that Draco said that he wanted to pull up. Obviously Elo down the street, so he'll probably pull up. Wag, of course, you're always welcome to pull up. Paul, you're welcome to pull up. D, Taraja, of course, y'all are welcome to pull up. I mean, Taraja, you just gotta walk downstairs. But you know what I'm saying? You guys are always welcome to pull up, man. We in the garage, we doing things and stuff, man. But once again, man, just appreciate everybody pulling up. Like I said, super successful TikTok stream, super successful on the Twitch, super successful on the YouTube. And then again, until tomorrow, we'll see y'all in a few, man, because I do believe that we are going live. So we'll see y'all in a few. But do me a favor and lock the garage on your way out. Peace.